Make sure you have a pretty smile on your face, Audrey. As it often does. Not those funky faces where your tongue's hanging out sideways or your mouth is quite open. Yeah. Well, folks, we're about ready to go live. I apologize for those people who are watching on YouTube. We're trying to get everything set up and coordinated, and we're going live. Hey, y'all. It's Michelle with Audrey Wilson, wonderful, wonderful medium extraordinaire. She is Audrey Wilson Whispers Through the Light, and that's her Facebook page. Welcome, Audrey. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Michelle, and welcome to everybody that's listening and watching in tonight, or afternoon in your case.
Yes, I want to make that very clear. She's doing this for us. It's 7 hours later, her time, so it is at 8 o'clock. So we're going to get a very nice, relaxed, happy Audrey, not one caffeined up. Audrey, I want to tell everybody a little bit about how we met. So my Audrey has a sister who lives here in Albuquerque. And she was coming to Albuquerque to do some work. And she had contacted me because Resonant Essentials. And she said, hey, I see you're having a psychic fair. Do you want another reader? And I said, absolutely. I would love to have you. Well, my son had passed away. And of course, being that was the way it was, Audrey had noticed that there was a bit of a struggle. And this dear, sweet woman, not knowing me at all, offered to do a stand-up gallery for a benefit for my granddaughter because we were having a bit of a hard time getting the paperwork situated with Social Security so that her mother could receive the death benefit. So Audrey, I tucked her inside my heart, and I've kept her there ever since because she was such a wonderful woman. Audrey, again, thank you from my heart. You're just a doll.
It was a pleasure to be able to do something to at least alleviate a little bit of the stress.
And it certainly did. I want to tell you all that Audrey does not charge outrageous rates, and we'll get to everything later on, but her work comes from the heart. And this is something that most people don't know. She's known throughout the world. She's an amazing medium, and she keeps her rates affordable so that everyone can access her, not just powerful people. And she doesn't want to bankrupt you for that. So Audrey, now that I've told everybody your deep, dark, ugly secrets about what a great philanthropist you are, I want you to tell everyone a little bit about how you got started. You have quite an interesting story I'd like for you to share.
Yes, I do. I've always been a little bit different. I've always known things weren't how other people seem to think they were. And over the years, through my childhood, there was a lot of things went on. And I just accepted it was just the way it was, because I didn't actually know any different. But what I did do was I learned very quickly not to share the information, because grown-ups didn't like it. So at that point, I hid it. That's a nice way of saying I got into a lot of trouble.
Right.
However, in one of the places I was working on the east coast of Yorkshire, some people came in and they were talking about having tarot readings and things like that. And I said, oh, I've got tarot cards that I dabble with now and again, play with them. And this woman said, oh, would you do some readings for me and my friend, the lady that was with her? And I said, yes, I will, as long as you don't tell anybody. You've got to just keep it between us. Oh, yeah, we will. So I arranged with these two ladies to do their tarot. And they promptly went to work the next day and told everybody at work about these tarot readings they have. And they just happened to work in the largest factory in the city of Hull, with the largest amount of employees in it. So in no time at all, I'd gone from keeping this secret to having to have a job, do readings, bring up my son, and all of that other stuff. And my work itself actually has gone on from there. That's how I started actually working professionally. All because somebody couldn't keep a secret, basically.
I guess the universe wanted your light a little brighter. They just want you to
I'm quite thankful that you.
And I have to say thank you to that person, because you do some amazing work. Well, you had a shift that happened that was like this amazing, where it got you into this mediumship. You've shared that story with me. I'd love for you to share this with everyone, because it's funny as hell.
Yeah. A lot of it years ago, one of my close friends committed suicide. And I didn't really quite understand what all of that meant. But I'd heard, like everybody else, that if people take their own life, then they go into this limbo land and they're trapped because they're guilty and it's a sin. And I'm thinking, no. I'm not having any of that. That is not happening. If you're stuck, you ain't going to be stuck for long. So, being a typical northern girl that I am, it had to be something practical, because I don't do this woo-woo, airy-fairy thing. Mediumship is the most normal thing in the world. Doesn't have to have bells and whistles. And so, in my mind's eye, I got a ladder. And I got this ladder, and I said to him, get your foot on that ladder, and I'll bunch you up. And if there is anybody up there, well, ask them to come and pull you up and get you up that ladder and in that light. And so for 6 weeks, every day, at some point in the day, that's what I did. And then one day, I just forgot to do it. And the next morning, I thought, oh no, I didn't do it. I've lost him. He won't be there. He won't know what to do. And then I did all the panicky things that as a normal person you would do if you left somebody hanging off a ladder all night long. But there was no sense of it. But what there was a complete sense of relief. And then about 6 months after that, it was Christmas, and I was wrapping presents, and I went to get my scissors, and they weren't there. So I thought, okay, Sonny boy's had him. I'll go and get him. They'll be in his bedroom. And they weren't. And I thought, well, I don't know where they've gone. So I ended up having to wrap Christmas presents, cutting wrapping paper and ribbon with big, long wallpaper scissors and manicure scissors, because that was all I could find. So a little while after that, a friend of mine said she was going to go and see a medium. Would I like to go? And I said, well, I'll have a run out with you, because it's a nice day, but I don't want to read it, and I'm not for any of that. I don't want to do So we gets there to where this medium was working in the hairdresser's back kitchen. And he came out and he said, I'll be with you in a minute. I know it's you that's got the appointment, but you there, I want you. You've got to come in here. And lo and behold, my friend had been nattering in his ear, chittering away in his ear all morning, that he had to talk to me, to tell me that he was up the ladder and everything was absolutely fine. And he gave me his name, he told me how he passed, he told me where he passed, and he said, all I can see all around you are flowers from him.
Oh.
And in his job of work, it was to do with the parks and gardens for the local council. So he was all about planning the flower beds and all of those sort of things. So that to him would be a normal thing to do. He would offer to bring you a little bag of plants or something like that when we had a few left over. But that was really what made me realise that I was actually a medium. Because in doing that simple act, I'd helped his soul get to where it needed to be. And to me, it was the most natural thing on this earth. So that is really what started my investigation and my development into my mediumship.
Well, and that's why I love that story. It's not the fact that the suicide happened, it's that because we don't realize that we can take control of a situation such as suicide or death of any kind and reach out and help them through that process. We have our love reaches them just like their love reaches us.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes people have the idea that mediumship is a bit like consulting the oracle. You know, we're going to tell you what colour to paint your kitchen and whether you should have carpet on, etc., etc., etc. And you know, that part of it where we are aware of possibilities that could be coming into your life, it is only a small, tiny portion of the work of the medium. Because the work of the medium is really a work from the heart to the soul. And as a medium, as a spiritualist medium, I know that life is eternal. I know that our soul carries on its journey. But this vehicle that we use, this body that people recognise, that is the only part of us that dies, because that's the part that's flesh and blood, is organic. But our soul, our spirit, is an energy form unlike any other anywhere. And as anybody that knows about energetic things will tell you, energy cannot be destroyed. It can be transmuted, it can be changed into something else. But you don't kill energy, it moves on. It evolves, it grows, it becomes
the law of conservation. Absolutely. The law of conservation. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It does get transmuted. Well, and I love that you make it look so easy. And I personally know that it's not, because it takes tons of time. You've heard my stories. And but I want you, you know, if somebody were interested in mediumship, would they need tools? What in your work, explain the tools that you do for your work, for your clientele.
In my work, because I started with tarot cards, because I used to say I was a psychic, but I wasn't a medium. But then I would proceed to tell them about some spirit person, but I wasn't a medium, I was just psychic. So to me, that tarot pack was my comfort zone. I felt safe with it. And one of the other reasons I did it was people, the general public, like to see you doing something for their money. So if they see you consulting some pretty coloured card, then they think you're doing physically doing something for them, because if they could see what you're doing as a medium, they wouldn't need you because they'd be busy doing it themselves. So they don't do that work. So it's surprising. There are times when I have that much spirit energy around me and that many communicators that I don't even pick my tarot up. And at the end of those sessions, people will say, "Ah, you're looking at the cards." So
Hang
what
on
I
a second.
do is I get my tarot.
Jeannie, are you talking to me? Okay. Sorry, I thought there was something going on. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I do is I use my tarot.
Okay. So you use tarot cards. So thank that, and I've had a reading done with you both for mediumship and for tarot cards. I want to offer everybody, we had this little secret thing we're going to do. To everyone who's listening, the first 3 people get a question in the feed of this video, you get your question answered. Audrey will answer 1 question for the first 3 people. So each 3 people, each person gets 1 question. So while we continue talking, you guys have a moment to do that. I want to take it to your classes because you knew I was going to go there. I wake up early in the morning. You were going to go there. I'll put your butt to work, girlfriend. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're perfectly fine at that time. You've had your coffee and willing to work with me, and we do work in trance. We do trance work. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background on myself so that I can explain just how good this woman is. Years ago, when I first started training, I trained in a metaphysics church, getting the background and foundations in metaphysics as well as the psychic. However, before I walked in there, they told me, "Oh no, you're a trance medium, blah, 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 blah. You need to work and you'll be in this church, you're going to be training." And I thought they were full of hogwash. And lo and behold, 6 years later, I was in the church and went, "Oh, I am in this church." But there wasn't anybody there to train me at that time. They were supposed to be. So even though I'd had some experiences and I had done mediumship work, the training in trance did not take hold until Audrey decided to do a mediumship class. And then all of a sudden I've got doors knocking down and people coming through, and it's like she just, once she shows up in your life, there's a reason for it. So we thank you for that. Before we go into it, we have your classes. We have a question. Rosemary would like to know, how do you share extremely difficult information? Very, I'm guessing, sensitive and difficult.
Okay. First of all, I need to say that I do work on the basis of, if I'm being made aware of it, it's not mine to hold on to. So I need to find the best way that I can to say it. So it's about, you know, we talk about working from the heart. It's about being compassionate. It's about being sensitive. It's also about how your client is as a person, what mental and emotional state they're in. You know, you can't just blunder in at somebody with really, really sensitive information. You have to hold them while you tell them, I suppose. Energetically, you hold them while you talk with them. So you don't tell them, you're not talking at them, you're talking with them. And that's how it is for me. I mean, I have seen mediums work who are brutally honest. And when I say brutally honest, I mean they open their mouths and there's no filter, and whatever it is that's coming out is coming. And okay, they may be telling the truth, but we need compassion. You know, We're not here to make people feel worse than they're already feeling. We're here to nurture them, to work with their healing vibrations, and to console them and work with them through whatever it is going on. I will say that I have always spoken with my guides and said, I am not God. I don't know when somebody's going to die, and I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
Right.
Because I personally, to me, that is an absolute no-no. I'm not looking for that stuff. You know, when people come to you as a clairvoyant, a medium, a healer, a metaphysician, or whatever, astrologer, all of these ologies, if you want to call them that,
yeah,
they're not coming because they're blissfully happy. They're already in a state of dis-ease, lack of balance. We shouldn't be making them any worse. So, well, although it can be difficult, we just have to find the right words. Sometimes silence isn't gold. It's about working with compassion, working with healing, with your heart, with love, and with compassion.
Well, I know the work that I've done with you between, yes, and I know I froze, folks. I don't know what that's going to mean this time.
Oh, you're not looking too bad. Oh, there you are.
There it is. I know that you've run between my son and my son's not always so delicate with his words. So I thank you for softening the blow.
He's definitely not. No
he
boy.
wouldn't be my boy if he was anything less, because, you know, let's be real. He is his mother's son.
Absolutely. But you see, going on from that question, you know, people when they pass to the spirit world don't suddenly get a dictionary and know exactly how to speak. They don't suddenly get perfect diction. If they, you know, had a bit of a potty mouth here, they're taking it with them. They're taking it with them. But you cannot be using foul language during a sitting. It's not the way to work. However, what you can do is make sure that your sitter knows what sort of language they're coming out with. You don't have to use the words. You just let them know it's there. You know?
Right.
There's ways to get around this stuff. But yes, your boy is a joy. You have so much energy to work with. You're so easy.
I know. We have a question for you, so hold on and let me get it from Jeannie. Go ahead, Jeannie. Veronica would like a general card, if you have, with your deck there.
Okay, well, I will. Let me have a look. Let's see. So I will just shuffle them. Well, I will when I can get the last one up off the table. So let's just have a look. Oh, it has to be that one because it turned itself upside down. So
okay, well, hold it still. What is that?
That is the Empress.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, so the Empress is, to me, she's not just a mother. Often people will say, oh, the Empress is mother, but it's not. It's about growth. It's about growing and learning, bringing all the things together that you need to move on. Often this is a lady who feels a little bit incomplete, that she hasn't got everything all together. But what it shows me, and what I feel really strongly, is that there is more going on around her than she's actually realising. So there's opportunity opening itself up for her. There's a lot of growth here. So there could be, it's a good time to start looking to what you want to do with your future. It's a good time to start making plans, but not actually putting them into action. And this, I'm drawn very much to this lady's hair in the picture, and it's red and it's luxurious and it's about the earth. It's Mother Earth. It's about being grounded. It's about being solid. It's about feeling safe and feeling secure. But I want to say, Veronica, you don't need anybody else to complete you. You can complete you, and then the right people will come into your vibration. It's like she's got much more power for her than she realizes.
Absolutely, definitely. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I hope that's helped her.
I'm sure it does. We have one. I think this is a throwaway question, so we'll take one more. But Kevin would like to know what color to paint the kitchen.
If it's your kitchen, it needs to be a very tasteful colour.
I was going to say, which kitchen are you talking about, dear?
If it's its own kitchen, we don't care. And hi, Kevin. I'll get you later.
He's such a corker, isn't he?
Oh, isn't he just? It's a good job I know him.
Okay. One more question. Go ahead. Bonnie would like to know if you're able to pick up past lives.
Now, to me, past lives is a very deep, deep subject. It's not a throwaway thing. It's a really deep subject. And I do feel that we do have more than one life. And I do feel that some people come together in more than one of those lives. And there have been occasions when I've been doing work, when I have felt that the person I'm working with has been in a place, but not in this lifetime. However, my issue with it is, you know, as a medium, I'm about providing evidence of life eternal. I'm about bringing forward somebody who can give instances within their life that they had here that you would know or could find out about. But if we're talking about somebody that comes from Saxon England, the chances of being able to prove that are infinitesimal. So the jury could, you know, it could still be out on that, couldn't it, in a lot of sense. And it's about, I think, your personal thoughts and feelings where that's concerned. There are spirit guides who tell us that there's been different lifetimes and we share them. And there are other spirit guides who say absolutely not. Okay. Now, I don't know why that is, but I have had communication with people about previous lives. So the long and the short of it, yeah.
Well, thank you for that. I'm going to extend one more question because this is a really good question. Donna asked, how can we encourage hope for people at this time during this COVID virus?
It's a very, very good question. You know,
she froze, folks. She'll be back. Wait a minute.
You froze too.
Okay, I was going to say.
Oh, yeah. You froze too.
I kind of wonder if the forces that be, I know, I was moving over here. I don't know what you were doing over there.
I was moving over here. I was going, oh, you're freezing.
Now,
so yeah, really
I want you to go back to
Donna, a really good question. Absolutely. You know, our world has changed dramatically. Within a matter of weeks, what was normal, or what we viewed as normal, but everybody has changed. So at this moment, there is a lot of fear energy filling the world. And fear comes out of the unknown. Fear comes out of being ignorant to facts, to reality. So personally, I feel the best way is to go into your heart. Your heart is where your power is. And it's what controls you, in effect. It's not your mind your mind interferes a lot. And it has thoughts which are sometimes very useful. But your heart is the centre of your power for me. So when I'm feeling a bit shaky, which is quite a lot at the moment, because I'm on isolation, I'm not just staying out and going to the store. As you know, I have only been out once in something like 60 days, and that was because I had to visit the hospital, or else I still wouldn't have been out. What I do is I go into my heart space, and I just feel my heart energy filling my inner being, coming out into my aura and spreading it out like that. And what that will do, because there are enough, you hear these terms, light workers. We are all light workers.
Right.
You don't have to be special. In fact, we're not even special. We're just people who have these abilities that we've acknowledged, recognised, and trained. We're not special, we're people. But if we can get enough of that energy out there, because you're not just dealing with people who have lost hope, you're dealing with people who are frightened, you are dealing with people who have lost people that they weren't expecting to pass. A typical example is, I'm sure you've got it in your country, but at home, we have a briefing every day from number 10 Downing Street. And one or other MP stands there and waffles on about whatever it is they're planning to do today. But they tell us how many people have caught the virus since yesterday. And they tell us how many people have died since yesterday.
Yeah.
Not once do they tell us how many people went home, or how many people survived, or how many people haven't got the virus. Everything is focused on the negative and this virus. Everything. Everybody's attention is drawn to it. It's like going down a black hole with this virus. And people are forgetting the positives, because there is so much negative energy and thought energy that they're forgetting all of the positives that are still out there. You've got your little dog and he runs down the garden to play with a toy. How wonderful is that? Just that simple act brings joy. And that joy brings a lifting in your heart, and out goes the energy again.
Well,
what we've also got to remember is we've got our people in the spirit world who have passed so very, very quickly, being almost pulled from their bodies, like in a war situation. They need our energy also, because they are aware of all of their family here who can't go to their funerals, they can't breathe properly, they couldn't be with them at the end. There is so much to deal with. You can only but keep chipping away at it. That's my feeling. So I hope that's
well,
for every time you have a negative thought, change it to a positive.
I have to say, here in New Mexico, we're a whole lot more blessed, because our governor made the news stations start getting the information on how many have gotten it, how many have recovered, how many still have it, and how many have died. So we get all 4 levels. So we're
occasionally they'll come out. Occasionally here they will come out and say, and today 97 people went home from the hospital. But it's said in a way like, you need to clap us on the back. Well, no, we don't need to clap you on the back. We don't need. You get on with your job and get it done. Let's have no people having to go to hospital or come out. but we know that that won't happen. The virus is here to stay. And viruses are such clever things. It will mutate, it will become something else. They're
Right.
such clever organisms.
Well, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about this topic when we do our summit from Resident Essentials. I want to go back to the training though now, so that we can get people to understand that you're training people online. So if they have some mediumship skills, you're going to be offering some larger classes to get people, not just the one-on-one, but you're going to be organizing some group classes.
I am.
And they're going to be coming through Resonant Essentials as well as an opportunity for our people, because, oh my, should I tell? You're working with us at Resonant Essentials as one of our practitioners.
I am.
We're hooking your site, your access panel up through the website. I'm getting with my IT guys this afternoon.
Okay.
So we're going to talk a little bit about what days you're going to be available to do readings, whether that be tarot or mediumship readings, and your rates.
Yeah. Well, I wrote it all down here somewhere. I'm going to be available Wednesday and Thursday mornings from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And I've done it at those times because, remember, I'm 7 hours behind you.
Ahead of us.
So, ahead of you. Yeah, I'm ahead of you. Well, I'm behind today. Come on, it's getting late. Leave me sleep. Leave you to sleep. I'm not getting any younger.
I'm telling you, I got to keep you on track.
You have. Somebody's got to. Lots have tried. Many more failed. And my rates, and I've done it in dollars.
Oh, you froze. Hang on. Which one of us do you see moving? Jeannie? Am I still moving? Oh, there she is. There you are.
Yeah, you weren't there. I was there all the time. So yeah. So my rates, I've done them in dollars for you to make it simpler, because people say, oh, do I have to convert, etc., etc. So it's $45 for a 30-minute reading, and it's $65 for an hour.
Okay, so people know that when they do, and I'm going to let them know with the PayPal how this works. When Audrey sends it to you to pay, you prepay your half an hour or an hour, then it's going to convert for you. You put in $45, it will convert it back to her, so you don't have to worry about the conversion.
That's right. That's right.
Now, the other thing I want to get to is you offer individual classes in trance and in mediumship.
I do.
And how much do you charge for those individual classes?
Right, for 6 classes, and this is in Great British pounds, so you would have to convert this. For 6 classes, it is £222.
Okay.
For 9 classes, it's £333. And obviously, because you're having it one-on-one, it's tailored to that individual. So what they'd have would be an online call with me, so that we can chat about where they are, what they would like to achieve, blah blah blah, and then we can work out their program, and that's a free call, and then we will start the classes.
There you go. Because we all know that not every psychic is a medium, even though every medium is a psychic.
That's right.
So you're good about not taking advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, how do they reach you to get a reading?
Okay. Well, we'll need to go to Resonant Essentials website and click on the portal for the readers, and there you will find me. And you click on there, make your appointment, but you must pay in advance. Obviously, because I'm so far away, you can't come and pay me in my hand, so you must pay at the time of booking. So I think I've got
Well,
that right.
we're not able to accept the payment through our booking station. So we're going to add the PayPal link. You're going to send me your PayPal link to the bottom of your biography so that they can immediately click there and go to your PayPal.
Okay, that's fine.
And then that way, and we also have Gail Arnold, who I'll be interviewing down the road, who started off as one of your students, and then she took over your mediumship circle when you moved.
She did, yeah, because I had the audacity to move away. And
well,
and now she runs Gilbert Lodge Centre of Wellbeing, which is an amazing little sanctuary in just outside of Head in East Yorkshire. Amazing, beautiful place.
All I want to do is make it over there before it gets too cold for the next, because I lost out on the coming for the trance workshop myself and 2 other wonderful women who are in my trance circle. We were not able to get over to the UK because of the virus. So we're gonna hope that comes in. We'll also have you scheduled, fingers crossed, with everything kind of coming down the pike, for you to come again in September. And I can tell you, in September, you'll be doing some more table tipping because everybody loved that one. And we know your team and my team, Kevin's team, and I think it was Annette was with us. Whoever it is that they pick this time worked quite well with you because we had a blast.
It's just, I love it, actually. It's just the power of the spirit, you know, shows in so many different ways. It's not just about, you know, the psychic work. It's not just about the mediumship. There's the altered states of awareness, and you know, the mediumistic art, where the artist actually goes into that state of being and their guides cooperate with them and they paint and draw your spirit people. There's inspirational writers that work on that altered state and they write the most beautiful spiritual poetry and songs and philosophy. Right. There's so much available to us through this beautiful power, and you know, all of this power starts in the heart.
And you know what, I look forward to them writing the book for me.
Don't think it quite works like that, but if you get it worked out, can I borrow them?
Absolutely. I can hear Raven laughing behind me going, yeah.
Right.
What's the rule? We will help you. We will not do it for you.
Help you. Doing it for you. Absolutely.
Well, my girl, I'm going to let you go. I love you. I will be seeing you tomorrow at 9 a.m.
You will.
My heart to yours.
My heart to yours and to everybody at RE and whoever's watching, because the strange thing about us being here, even though we're live on Facebook, we can't actually see who's there.
I know.
Really weird.
It's like they get to peek in on us having coffee.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
That's okay. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this new world. I just would love to give you a big coronavirus hug.
Oh, I know. Big hug. You can hug with your elbows, though, apparently. I don't know quite
that
how
doesn't
that
count. I'd rather hug.
No. I need a big hug. Big hugs. The world will be full of hugs.
Well, I look forward to getting together. We're going to be doing, everyone out there on Facebook, the practitioners and all of us at Resonant Essentials will be bringing to you some information about the coronavirus, how it changed the world, how we perceive it, what may be happening. We're going to be doing some work on that level, so look for us. Like us on Facebook under Resonant Essentials. Go to our website, resonantessentials.com. You can catch Audrey at whispersthroughthelight.com. And wait a minute, you guys have. Sorry, I forgot. Y'all have those weird extensions. whispersthroughthelight.co.uk. You can find her website.
Through the light. Whispers Through Light.
Okay. whispersthroughlight.co.uk. whispersthroughlight.co.uk. Oh my God. And she's also got her Facebook page, Whispers Through Light. You can catch out my classes where Audrey has a beginning mediumship class that she and I did together at michellevidal.com. She, myself, and Kevin O'Neill did Mind, Body, and Spirit. And this is to start you on your mediumship skills to find out if you are a medium. So go there and take the class. If you have any questions, please send an email to Michelle @resonantessentials.com, or to Audrey. Give us your email, please, lady.
I can't remember it.
You're afraid?
It's Auds Work, AUDES work @gmail.com.
There you go. You have all our contact information, and if you lose it and don't want to watch this video again just to find it, contact me at Resonant Essentials, and we will get you Audrey's information. Mwah! Love you, my sister from another mister. See ya.
Love you too, my sister. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.